Alright, it looks like we're fine this time. Chat might be defunct though, I didn't actually kill OBS. Alright. Now I get to do the thing I'm normally doing during this poll. Ready to go soon. Whew. Yeah, that was fun. YouTube just straight up did not have a go live button. That's it's always a great time. Start sending YouTube footage and YouTube's just MIA. I literally, I don't know what it is. I swear there's a new technical difficulty every single time. If it was just like the one thing, you know what? So be it. I can wrestle with that. But you keep throwing me curveballs, man. It's just unfortunate. The YouTube chat? Dylar I saw at the beginning there too. Screw YouTube. Look. Man, this recent DMCA stuff on Twitch actually has me really bummed out. Because to me, that was one of the big appeals, is the music side of things. Supposed to be able to see me? Not just yet. I'm doing the normal setup that I'm usually doing once I go live. That has to be held until I actually go live, unfortunately. I'm just usually not talking during this point. You know. Alright. Is that update out, by the way? I'm assuming. Usually CG's pretty good about the update timing. It's not actually out yet. I wanted to stream it like 20 minutes ago, but then CG said an update was coming. I try to buy something from the guild store, maybe it'll catch. No? Okay, then we can't even attack yet anyway. I'm not going in with an update live. Or coming live. I wasn't crazy, right? That update is supposed to be like 5 minutes ago. CG, please. Just release me. Plenty to plan before we attack, though. That's true. I actually do have some stuff to explain, because believe me, some of these ideas are, unconventional, I believe, is a good term. How you feel about Monmouth? I'm either a genius or I'm completely sabotaging myself. Alright, anyway, let's get this off for real. Hello. All the chat should be behaving. Yeah. Hopefully today has been less stressful for you than yesterday was. I mean, if you were paying attention, we kind of knew all of this stuff was coming, right? But it was still... It didn't really... It helped, but it didn't help. Because it still felt stressful. But, like, yeah. I even woke up, like, midway through last night when we saw Michigan flipping, so... I think we're more comfy now. Yeah. Oh, my camera's not even plugged. Yo, I swear, in between, like, last season being an off week, and then this being 3v3 now, I extremely feel like I forgot how to play. I almost said League of Legends, which is probably even more indicative of where my head's at. Not even that I'm playing League, but just, like, how scrambled. Alright. Deactivate. Activate. I promise I've done this before. Sure. Alright, yeah, hi. We're still waiting on the update, so I'm just gonna go over to the game client until CG actually decides to do that. Haven't activated monetization on Twitch yet. I multi-stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so reach a contract and all that. I've heard they don't actively track that, but I don't know. I'm still on that fence. I mean, it would be nice, of course, but just... I mean, the majority of my audience is on YouTube. SWH doesn't really exist on Twitch, so... Right, like... Alright. So I have a dumb idea. I had this about an hour ago, and I actually think it sounds kind of smart. Let me double check one thing really quickly. Can't be counter evaded. Okay. So I brought Kylo on offense this time. The Geneva Convention has dictated that I cannot mercilessly kill as many Gear 1 level 1s anymore. So I'm changing up the plan a little bit. That being said, though, I also didn't really bring the usual tools that I saw other counters for Kylo running. So that got me thinking. I'm pretty sure the answer is, I'm gonna try this. Right? So the way the general... Ow, my chat's going crazy, actually. Okay, just caught up, I guess. Weird. Yeah, hi. No, but like, okay, so think about this. Walk through with me here. We have, actually, let me double check the Zeta condition first. Yeah, okay. So the way that this usually goes is the reason why Kylo loses this fight against Rey is because the side people get Whirlwind, and then Kylo's last man standing, and then Rey ults a solo Kylo. He can't get to ultimate yet because it's 3v3. There's less ultimate charge for him, and then you just die. That's just the end of the 1v1. I'm just gonna stick in people who can't be targeted, and they're just gonna be stuck hitting Kylo the entire time. And then Rey's gonna ult, and it's gonna be against 3 people, and Kylo should live. That's it. That's the game plan. Also, like, hey, Master Straining on Kylo's not that bad. You could do worse, right? So the only question mark, though, I mean, it is a Relic 5 Mon Mothma. Relic 3, 5? Requirements are weird. Yeah, Relic 5, Hermit Yoda. They're not really built for bulk. So the one thing that could go weird here, I think, is Whirlwind's indirect AoE pressure is actually still going to be able to hit them. So it's a question of, could this conceivably kill them first? Does Mothma add much? She doesn't get Whirlwinded. That's her value. Also, actually, technically, she makes a troop. Which, if we can time that out with the ult, then it will spread out the splash damage a little bit more. If we can time field promotion against her ult. Does she heal everyone? Is that faction? I actually haven't checked. It's Rebel only, I'm pretty sure. All current allies have their percentage equalized. Still not really. Like, the first Whirlwind is probably at least going to cost us our protection. What's her ratios? Yeah, right, so like... So this Rey does have a crit damage triangle. She's not, like, offense built, so her ult will be hitting for less. She doesn't even have a 6-dot offense square. But, like, percent offense... Okay, not that much offense, actually. Right, this does mean that the Whirlwind should be reaching out, right? She has such high base. I don't see the AoE from Whirlwind taking down. I don't either. That's my hope. And, like, worst case scenario, we actually could... We should get another chance to get a Hermit Yoda turn before Kylo gets the ult, or before Rey gets the ult. So we should be able to at least make 20% protection back, even if we lose all of it. She can't, unless they're all rebels. Yeah, I have not used Mon Mothma before. That's not apparent. I didn't even have her Zeta. I'm actually so glad I took this, actually. I didn't have this until like 12 hours ago, or like 12, like less than 12 hours before lock. I can spend longer than that now. Time is weird. All right, so fair enough. So we can't actually make a fourth. Fair enough. That wasn't really required. It's mostly just the cannot be whirlwinded part, but we'll see. Wait, is that true? Why would you put that at the end? What? Yeah. All right, CJ, have you... Can we go? I'm not crazy, right? That announcement totally said we're good to go. This is the worst. This is, like, honestly, I would almost rather just get hit blindsided with, like, a sudden update with no announcement, because now it's just, like, we're just sitting here. It literally should be any minute. I'm just gonna double check. It definitely said in 60 minutes, right? Come on. I mean, there were new packs data mined today for daily character 567. I don't know if that's just. It wouldn't be Manda 567 because that would be 456. Just want to do the thing. They did 5 minutes or last time. They're usually pretty good with the timing, which is why this feels weird. We're just hanging out. What's the best way? Usually if we go in and then come out, I'm pretty sure that'll just tell us that it's done, right? Ah, we got one of these again, huh? Damn, alright. I guess we're just chilling. I haven't even checked my shops yet, so fair enough. Should be doing this. Nah, no speed. Yeah. It's actually not bad. Oh, if this flat protection was percent health, I would actually probably buy this. I can't even afford this. Never mind. Joke's on me. Yeah, nothing. Yes, Fender, I'm pretty sure the result doesn't save, which is why I'm hesitant to do this. Oh, hi. I mean, I could just go pull up Legends of Runeterra and have this on the side and just, like, set a macro to keep refreshing until we see that it's actually done. I don't, like, legitimately, I can't remember a time where CG, like, called the ball in an update coming out and didn't just do it immediately. This feels weird. Right? Ah, 704 or 4 out of 7. Like, I know for TB one time it happened and TB counted, but I don't think it does for PvP. Ooh, I actually need these pretty badly. God, you need so many of these for Sith Eternal Emperor, and I am extremely not prepared. They're just not that typical bottleneck, and otherwise it's just all these new, or, you know, old characters. They might as well be newer, right? There was no reason to ever think about them before now. Is that a good sign? Nope. Alright. I guess while we're here, by the way, kind of funny, we had him on the show last week and he mentioned our old matchup. We got a rematch, assuming we meet. We're in the same bracket at the very least. We'll have an Ondo 90 Rigo. He also does have Triple GL. We're actually pretty much on the same roster still, so should still be a pretty good fight, I think. He's still a bit ahead on me on certain power characters. You know, he's got the R7 Django, which is definitely a bit spooky. Get the 2 Droidy cut. Yeah. Get the 2 Treya. Some extra benefits over me. I gotta say though, alright, let me just pull back. That's where we're vamping for time here. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I feel like I want to start working towards the point where I have more 25 plus than 20 plus. 6D through 6A has given me the dream. It's not gonna. Streamlabs OBS can do many things. Zooming is not one of them. I'm almost up to 10 25 plus speed mods, which I looked at like some Team Instinct account recently that only has 5 still. Don't get me wrong. I think I hit 6 naturally via new 24 that went to 25 on 6 dot, but 63, man. This still feels surreal to me. If I saw this, especially because usually when you see like 925 plus, that's usually like an insane mod kraken who does like 6 to 9 to 12 mod refreshes daily, levels of like this ratio 9 to 36, 25 to 20 is ridiculous. I guess that's just the new reality we're in. Look, is there a world where I misread that, or did CG's... Would CG's announcement have been wrong because of daylight savings? What's up, Delta? Being impatient. I'm tempted to just begin. But losing this and missing the rematch with Ando would also be tragic because of me getting impatient. What's the base potency in Revan here? So 58. Alright, we could just try to address some other stuff. Plan some other stuff out while we're here in advance. My gameplay style for 3v3 last time was just complete scorched earth heavy defense. And so I basically feel like I'm having to learn the mode for the first time now. Okay, so we have basically a Revan who's going to have, I think, 120% potency. We could maybe Farm Boy Luke lead this. So I'm pretty sure Force Spawn is going to give him 70% potency, but Nest with Farm Boy Luke lead is actually going to be like perfectly 100% here. I guess the bigger question is, are they going to generate enough buffs in time? We could bully out Bastila fairly easily. 69 plus 20s. Woo! Yeah, that's... It's all about time, right? But like... I don't know, man. I've been putting in some work and just haven't been getting those hits lately. I actually got like 2 17s in the same day. They're not even good mods, but it's just like, oh, hi. You're just part of the team now, I guess. I think it was... Yeah, this guy. And then this one. I didn't even bother leveling it to 15. Like, just the most awkward stat spreads possible. Like, crit chance, health, nah, you're still probably not that interested in that. There's maybe a niche for that, but like, health potency is where you're losing me. You managed to solo one of his teams with Han. Dare I ask what it was? I mean, yeah, you got the 30% counter chance, 35 or whatever it is, but... I'm just gonna ask. The update was supposed to be out by now, right? We're like 20 minutes past. If I just sneak in once. Actually, no, I'm pretty much positive that I've gone in when an update was hitting before and the fight didn't count. Leia lead rebels. I actually forgot to use my land. I'm just so not used to her being here. You know, while we're here, let's try to remember what this ult even looks like. I took it for this mode, and because I was bored, and because I might not end going for Palpatine, there was no real reason to do it, especially for how I'm using him, but look, sometimes I get weak hands. I can't hold as strong as I wish I could. Probably, let's see, you go -1 on ult charge to refresh this on him, but you gain 2. So I'm pretty sure this still has to be valued to add that into a rotation somewhere. Actually, a helpful deflect. Okay, you, into you, into you. Alright, we got it. Paul Commando. I mean... Is that what's going to be in the update today? I assume. That is one thing I kind of miss from below divisions as well. I mean, the competition wasn't that stiff, and especially because we were on the old matchmaking style back then, which led to, like, some really, really uncomfortable abuse cases. Alright, we got the Cosmetic Jedi. Wow, we can now finally clear this event. We're strong enough. thoughts on JML after living with him for a while. It's like, it's annoying because I want to contextualize JML against SEE, but it feels like for the most part people are still dissatisfied with Emperor as well. It seems like both of them are just kind of convenience pickups, with the bonus caveat that I think both teams are going to give you. We're still just... Yo, if this is 6:15, I'm just going to be sitting here for an hour. That'll be... Oh, you can't see S2H. Alright. I mean, look, we've mostly just been sitting here. I did this event for 1 tier. You missed the riveting gameplay. Alright, Sig is chiming in on this update business. We'll see. Then Luke. That was the one thing that I screwed up the first time. Getting this back over. Because this is -1 for casting on him, but then it's... Well, wait. I mean, we're only technically +1, but I guess it's still value. Although, this could just be an Ethlix turn. So it's net neutral, and we could just Ethlix instead. Probably better not to. Anyway. So... I don't know. I took the ults because I was just a little bit bored. Like, the general game plan I'm sticking with is hoarding for, generally speaking, Sith Eternal Emperor, but I might be, like, ready for Emperor a little bit ahead of time. So I'm probably just gonna stand by and wait to see what the new Mando thing is, just to see if that's worth going for instead. Especially because I think Mando's requirements are actually gonna be a lot sicker for my roster than picking up Emperor might be. Like, we're looking at, like, basically revitalizing or making 2 or 3 of my teams competitive versus gaining 1 Galactic Legend. That's, like, for the most part, sounds like a convenience pickup. Plus, if I go for Emperor, let me pull out this lightsaber real quick. This offensive powerhouse. Get this stunner, this offensive powerhouse. Yeah, gotta respect that. Has crit chance up. Relic 7 still didn't land any of the crits. Yeah, Killer. So I'm assuming that the first Navarro, I'm assuming that we're gonna be doing Navarro all month, so it should just be, I'm assuming it's just gonna be them adding the Mando characters into client, which actually is nice because it'll hopefully mean we get to see stats. Maybe even stats like within this stream, although I doubt that. When is that update again? It's supposed to be 25 minutes ago. I'm pretty sure, unless someone can give me confirmation otherwise that I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that if I actually start GAC and the update hits, it's just going to count as a lost battle. I know it doesn't for LSTB, but I'm pretty... It's like burned into my memory that it's happened to me before where I did lose progress. Not worth risking. I agree. So let me explain my position this way as well, right? With the exception of Marauder, I would say Marauder is probably skippable. Like, not that it's a bad character, right? But it's just like... In terms of priority, there are other fish to fry, but like, okay, so let's pretend Mandalorian event comes out. I'm like, wow, this new amazing character has convinced me I should go for him instead of Sith Eternal Emperor. I've already picked up the stuff from Sith Eternal Emperor's requirements, with the exception of maybe like Gear 13 Veerser and finishing Pyat, which I'm going hard on anyway. If I could just like stop by the Emperor requirement and grab this and this along the way, right? And then, like, you know, we already had this stuff for the most part. Like, Gear 13 Stark, I'm still disgusted by how much the Gear 13 just helps mod him more competitively, generally. I'm not gonna pretend that 323 Stark is, like, some amazing competitive stat line, but I literally had to give him, like, back when Stark was more relevant, I had to give him straight up, like, a Darth Revan tier set, back when Darth Revan speed meta was the thing, just to try to get him to this tier. So now the fact that I can just like slap on, you know, like 15 speed average or like whereabouts, and like still probably outspeed a lot of like lazy boss teams is, it almost annoys me. But yeah, right, so like, let's look at the general, because like, I'm gonna put my bounty hunters into context a little bit, right? This is what I'm working with right now, and like, don't get me wrong, I don't think a journey would require like Gear 13 Mando and Karga, but like, let's say you gotta take them to like Gear 12, right? Gear 12 is like expensive for a journey, which is, I'm pretty sure what it's gonna be. It's not gonna magically make my bounty hunter team like incredible, but it's gonna make them be able to reach a lot more than they can right now, right? What's up, X? Doing alright. We're waiting for this CG update that allegedly exists. CG has told us all it's coming. It's the last season of, or it's the last book of Game of Thrones. Right, so, like, also, this is like completely speculative. Take this with an extreme grain of salt, or even less than that. But on the off chance that the Mando content brings in Moff Gideon, he's likely to be an Imperial Trooper as well. I think it'd be a pretty sick power spike. Like, Imperial Troopers are already kind of nuts ever since that they made Emperor's Trap work with Veers. Right? So, Imperial Troopers already got a nuts buff for the first character. If they pick up a second one, they're in some ridiculous shape. Creature Jails will be Jedi too. I don't think I agree. I think for the most part CG is going to try to do like one GL per faction, right? Maybe like if some new big piece of media comes out, then like maybe. But I mean, like, so think of this as like capital ships, right? Like a GL is basically like a negotiator or a malevolence. And I think that for right now, CG is probably going to try to distribute to most of the main factions we can hit, right? So we have like the core factions. We got First Order, GR. Rebel doesn't actually have one yet, which is kind of awkward considering that like the main people you would think of for Rebel didn't actually get one. Like Luke would probably be the assumed GL for Rebels, and that didn't happen. But like Empire hasn't gotten one. It's kind of awkward because we got like Sith and Jedi, which aren't exactly an era, but I don't know. I think just generally speaking, like we could see like a Galactic Republic and Separatists. I don't think we're gonna get as narrow as like sub-factions for now. Like Bounty Hunter is basically just a subset of Scoundrel. I think we would see a Scoundrel Galactic Legends. Same for like Clone Trooper versus GR. Anakin and Kenobi, like, they're a natural fit, but think about the weird implication that has on the game suddenly of like, you're for the most part just going to be redoing Jedi and Sith for that second. Like, not that they aren't probably the more wanted faction to get like shiny new stuff, but you're just suddenly putting a really weird strain on rosters, right? And like, not to say, I do think Jedi Master Luke's positioning for the most part is on making bad Jedi good. I have slain the likes of a General Grievous with a Gear 12 Mace Windu, and like, let me tell you, that 60k true damage does true damage no matter who you bring. But still, right? It's like, I don't know. Forsuit, like, I agree with you, but also stat share is just increasingly becoming a part of the game. Like, that's basically become CG's method of rework now, right? It's almost like we could almost just start a betting pool on like what are the odds that Beskar Mandalorian is gonna give his entire team like a mass assist per move or something, right? I have a ton of okay mods from before I started farming. Which ones should I lock or sell in general? Okay. This will feel like some busy work, and it kind of is, but this is the end result. I've actually started getting to this point. This is like just straight up the mods that I farmed this morning. Like, this is what it's gonna look like once you're finished. You basically like are just going to have to go in, probably just divide it up by chunk. I found it easiest to do it by like set, for example. Like, I could actually probably use some housekeeping. So like, let's just use, like, health sets tend to come from a lot of events, so they tend to actually get clogged up a lot. Like, let's go through. Okay, we got health set, percent protection. So this is kind of like a raw effective health tank style mod. Hit the flat health, not the worst ratio. To hit 11 is obviously quite nice. The one thing that's kind of weird for right now is like when I'm looking at a mod, it's like this is great, this is, you know, meh, and this is a chance to miss just straight up. Like this is at least synergetic, but it's low value. When you think about like 6D through A, especially as like assuming at some point we're gonna be able to farm them, like there are some mods that are just straight up like this is good, but it doesn't really make me want to slice it yet, but it could be a good rehab project. So like, would I sell this? Probably not. And like you can sort by speed if you want. So like technically if you're sorting by speed, you could probably just target the bottom. Like this, probably a sell, right? I guess should be unlocked. It's more just a question of like if you want to unequip it from a character, like do I just want to take this off? I specifically have zombie like basically want it to be as unsquishy as possible, but or as squishy as possible. Like let's say we want to take it off. Like you could go character by character. I think it's kind of a hassle though. You're basically paying a small credit tax doing it this way, but okay, let's get this one. Health, not bad. Tenacity roll is kind of janky. The speed roll is lacking a lot. Percent defense will be a really, really nice stat here. Is this a bad mod? No. It's not great though. And like, considering its competition, if we actually just pull out a bit here, it's like, I mean, okay. Like, a better example would be the ones that are waiting to be sliced, right? Like, this is closer to... Like, even if this hit +6, this is still a worse mod than this, and I still haven't even 6-dotted this yet. Not to say that it doesn't, you know, need to happen eventually. I am actually starting to reach the point where I'm just choked out on health set health primaries. It's actually really, really bad in my arrow slot. But like, that being sled? That being said... Right, and so this is actually the weird thing specifically for triangles is the situation of getting damage-related secondaries with a non-damage-related primary, right? So like if this was crit damage, I would say that this mod is actually fairly sick. Percent defense is a little bit clunky, but like with these numbers, this could actually really, really easily be a 6D through A candidate, right? Anytime a mod just gets really, really good base rolls, feels... Actually, like, there was one example I recently... sliced, I think. Sort by percent offense would probably find it the easiest. Like, this is kind of it. I think it was closer to like a 10 roll. But even honestly, this one still works, right? Like, really, really nice crit chance rolls. This is near max on percent offense. Is this a mod that I'd use right now? No, not. You have 500 million credits? All right. I mean, I've never been a person to do this. And like, this is almost hard to recommend still, but if you wanted to just trade down, like, just brute force credits against the, or crystals against the credit income you have, like 15 cost refresh, this isn't actually guaranteed value, so this feels really irresponsible. Like, I want to put the full disclaimers here in advance that like, you are basically gambling crystals when that could just be more consistent income elsewhere. But like, if you're wanting to just translate like sheer holding on to credits, you could just go that route. More specifically, I would say make sure that you're just checking this shop every chance you get. Like, try to just, anytime you know that you hit a shop refresh, just go in, go look through, right? Like this, if this is like a 5 speed, I would buy this, right? But like this, like... Anytime that I see percent stats these days, I always try to consider if there's a reason to pick this up. This is like percent protection, maybe, right? Like, how often are you looking for... It's actually not even that rare anymore that you're looking for percent offense on a defense roll. Like, as crit chance is getting more valuable, I would say... Like, Han is an easy example of this, right? We go over... Like, Han does not need crit chance at all, right? So, like, he flexes really, really easily onto... Yeah, like... I guess you could technically go potency. That actually like goes against CLS lead. I prefer like either defense or health, right? We have so much free crit chance on top of what we already have here, right? Like we're at 100% before this, before the 20% crit chance, before Wrong Chewy. There's too many of you these days. And you got 25% here. We got 150% chance to crit, right? In most matchups, aside from like what, like Separatist droids with the 6-dot arrow or something like that, you're gonna be fine. So I guess, Vex, I never really gave you like a solid answer. The thing that you want to start doing is, you could do this at like the halfway point, but like generally I would just try to go in based on set, right? So like let's do this with damage, because damage has been the key focus for me lately. There's actually the one problem with all these old characters becoming necessary again is like I'm actually kind of flooded. That's why I've just been going hard on crit damage for the past month. Is like look at how much of a travesty this is. There's so much work that needs to be done here. I've been putting it off for a while. This is the depressing part. For whatever reason, crosses are just hard to get like at all, and then most of the time they're just misses. But like, yeah, crit damage set offense primary. We've only got 10, and of those 10, only 3 are like, I would say, worthwhile. But yeah, so like let's take. I think my squares probably have a lot of inflation, right? Okay, so this is a fuck ton. Generally speaking, the grays are going to be your new ones following the method, so we could actually probably do a purge on that as well. But like, let's go this way, right? So you could go in, again, sorting by speed kind of helps. That's not to say speed is the only determining factor here. But for example, if you have, let's say, double this is what it looks like after I purged. Even then, right, like, squares are actually really awkward. Let's go circle. Like, so the problem with squares is because we have the most valuable most valuable stat in the primary. I was actually debating making like a follow-up video on this, just with like some updated thoughts, like ways that have been changing certain methods for certain types of mods. For example, like if I'm doing a potency set, this should all be sold, right? But like, let's say I had a level 1. Easy example. I pretty much just take all potency sets just straight to level 9 now. Because I'm only really fishing for either speed or potency. Like, yes, I think this mod specifically happened to roll really, really nicely. We got some good synergy in general here. This is 4 of a kind. The only thing that can maybe go better is like crit chance. And even then, it's like not even that relevant. Like it could be a B1 mod, it could be a Bastila mod, it could be all sorts of good stuff. Canderous. But yeah, so like I take potency sets straight to 9 now. With damage squares, I'm kind of softening up, I guess I would say, on 2 matches. I guess to me, again, it's more about stat roll quality. Like, okay, let's pretend that's the wrong vertigo 4 of. Okay, let's go to circles. Right, so let's say this is like double this list. Or like something about that, right? It's just a bunch of old mods you didn't really apply that much of a quality standard to. I've been putting a little bit of extra value on potency. I actually would probably still unlock this. If it's a damage set and I don't have % offense these days, I would say ditch it. I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but like this is like on really, really thin ice here. I would say cut this one as well. Basically, you just want to bully the bottom side of your collection, right? Like this one. This is a minimum roll flat stat. This is like 12% off from being the target. We hit % defense. This should just go. There's no reason for that to still be in this collection. This... Like, how do you justify that? It's like, that would be like a Mission Veo style mod. And it's not technically terrible, it's just, it has no future. There's no reason I would ever take this to 6 D or plus, which would be like the main chance to try to redeem. Right, like, this mod I would still probably hang on to just because there are Gear 12 attackers that you will be using at various points in this game that you maybe wouldn't mind having a mod like this on. It's still kind of awkward. It's like here, this passes a lot of the checks. Actually, you could argue that just by the sheer number of mods I have that I haven't sliced yet, it like passed the ability to stay in the collection, but it's still maybe not a mod that I would give resources in the future. So maybe even that could be a sell, but I'm not going to do that just yet. This is also probably a sell. I don't know, I went on this weird streak of counting potency as a matching stat for crit damage. I think mostly because of Vader. But Pyatt has kind of subsidized the need to do that, and crit chance would just matter for more Vader at this point anyway. What's up, Pyatt? Yeah. Alright, let's... Basically, it's just going to be a lot of that process, right? You take the entirety of your collection, right? Then choose the point that you want to cut off as, like, this is what I'm keeping, and then just start filtering through all of this and determining, like, is this worth keeping? And when I say, like, top to bottom, again, it doesn't have to be, like, right, like, if you're in health sets, I would actually probably say just sort by, like, percent health. Make sure that you're on a percent health secondary filter, just to make sure that, like, you could go by speed as well. It's actually possible to do it, like, a twice over, right? It's, like, again, kind of pared down, but, like, we got a decent amount here. So, like, this, we hit speed here, so it probably, again, warrants the lock. This is, like, I am kind of interested. I think we're heading towards a future where more characters are gonna want to be both high protection and high health. Galactic Legends especially, just anything that wants to stack total health and protection. We have a lot of mechanics that both prioritize weakest characters, or you just need to match certain stat thresholds to game the AI a certain way. Yeah, you know, like, really wanted to hit this percent health, but, like, you could argue that's not in the best shape. So this is actually the hard part, right? When you do this for the first time, a lot of these choices tend to be pretty easy, right? Because a lot of these times you're just like, oh, this is just like a health set mod with, like, crit chance and potency. Just get on out of here. This is, like, after the first purge, I feel like this is... like, this starts forcing some pretty hard choices, right? Of, like, is this... This, I think, is an okay mod. For now. Yeah, no, this mod is perfectly fine. This percent offense roll kind of missed a little bit. We're, like, a little bit, like, maybe minus 10, minus 50% on efficiency, but, like, triple value for, like, relevant damage offense, and then health, percent health especially. This is a fine mod. This mod could probably go. Or, like, most of the mods at this point that I have left are, like, at least have an argument for potential to be a banger for the most part. So at this point, you just have to really start looking hard at the numbers and the rolls, and, like, okay, actually, here's a good example. Like, you, like, for what I have banked, we could actually just start pitting these against each other, right? So we have, like, this one is in pretty good shape, right? We're minus 1 speed, you know, whatever. We hit percent health once at a really, really solid rate, 1% per, also pretty solid. This one hit 2% protection per, or, like, you know, really close to it. And then we got flat defense. This mod is, I think, on track to be quite good. And, you know, even compared to this, like, this is solid double speed hit. We have a really, like, compare this to this, right? 2... or lower on a 3 roll. So that's kind of ugly. And you compare this to this, we have a 4% protection on a 2 roll versus a 2.5. So this mod is just straight up superior, despite being unused yet. It's a pickup that I got fairly recently, I think from the last Kira event. Alright, then we have moving down the line. Again, kind of worse. Not even kind of worse, it's kind of just a worse mod than this across the board. But still kind of serves this niche. Here's one, like, you should do math on this. This one's actually also kind of sad. But it hit the right stats, so it's like, how badly do we rate this one? Move down to here. Right, so, like, we have all of these quality values. At this point, it's like, where, if we want to start, like, cutting off these, for example, do we just splice off the bottom 5 or whatever? Or do we not have enough at this point to even be worth a value judgment? Which I think is a perfectly fine way to approach it, by the way. Wait, why did some of them just disappear? What? Oh, only unassigned. That was a mistake. Alright, we've got 7 of them. Like, this is actually, I would say, like, yeah, we got the 5 starting speed, but, like, look at, we're, like, compare this to this guy, right? Is the update not out yet, actually? I was actually about to ask. What? We're just here, huh? Alright, I might just go. Whatever, man. We've been here long enough. Well, it's gonna happen on the first battle. I can feel it. Alright. I promise that this is as dumb as it sounds, but I think it could work. Yeah, he pieced out. I still just, for anyone who's curious, was going to finish that point. Surely nothing can go... Nah, okay. I'm going to attack south first. Call me a coward. On the off chance, I don't want to waste the one team that's going to be an ideal position to finish right. Otherwise, we're going to be here for a minute. Alright, do we have Farmer Luke lead maxed enough? 45% would add some slight RNG. Let's just try this, though. We actually might have enough anyway. I have not done Nest against Revenant in so long. 179, 45, Revenant's about 125. Actually, we're fine. I'm pretty sure we're comfy here. Alright, this should just work. Probably the DST thing, so in 12 minutes. It might be, yeah. Yeah, we're getting resists. Not bad so far. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're just supposed to get to work on you. This is actually kind of a nostalgia trip. Straight up has not been a thing in ever since that main update. Ooh, there's a max out down. Ooh, because she has bonus potency, I wonder if that actually puts us at a little bit of risk of getting worn down over time by Bastila. I mean... that might be the case. Because she's plus 70 and then plus like 60% beyond that. This might have been a mistake. Wait, why is he able to land a stun? Alright, I'll take a character snipe and then time it out. I will just die. So what even happened there? Because we had enough tenacity. I don't mind the preload. They ended with the mark anyway, so that's why I didn't kill it. It's going to be easier to fight anyway. I checked Hero. Hero doesn't get potency. We had 179 plus 45, which puts us at 125. We had 58% plus 70% from Bastila, so we had 3% potency on us. Bastila, let's see. I know her basic. It might have actually just been her basic that could power through. % potency for each active Jedi ally, including herself. Not that much base potency. So 60, 70, 130. We should still have enough, I think. No, she's like 15 to 20% chance to land a per. Oh shit, that's right, battle meditation. Damn, there's just so much potency to contest against. Alright, that was kind of a hard int. So is there even a way that you could... Okay, what's the magic number to beat then? 50, 70 plus 120... 178. So we would need 278? We had two... I don't think we can get enough potency from the last source. Or enough tenacity from the last source. Let's see, if we had Zeta Farmboy Luke, that's 50 plus 75. Wait, I think we actually could. We need 270. I think we're like 15% off. There would still be RNG. Oh, right, double for Jedi. Alright. Alright, yeah, that's... Yo, I thought for a second that, like, I had good enough Nest mods with Farmboy Luke lead that I actually might be able to get away with that. They did... Man, there is so much potency on this team now. I mean, I knew about Force Bonds. I included Force Bond on the math, but just... Man. It actually didn't look bad at first, right? We were hitting those resists. Alright, we have time for one battle. Assuming that this upstate just is bugged and isn't happening until daylight savings time. Let's do this. Because we need to know how this is going to go before getting to the rest. We have 6 minutes. What could possibly go wrong here? Okay, I don't mind that. Take our stun, please. I'm kind of content to just not give them that many whirlwinds. I feel like we kind of need to get to work, though. So is there any point in even, like, nah, just pop basic. We'll just relax. Yeah. See? We're parked, we're relaxing. Nothing can possibly go wrong yet. We're arguably not doing that much damage yet. That's okay. Okay, I do not mind that at all. We can work with this. She's on basic. I don't know that we're gonna keep this foresight though. We probably need a master's training and just go back into hiding. Into hiding we must go. See, he's chilling. We're fine. We're perfectly comfortable right now. We're gonna get that equalize back. We're getting some protection back. What is there possibly to be concerned about? Yeah, nice whirlwind, idiot. Yeah. You know. Mon Mothma and Kylo. Theory crafting. Not the best banner count, but you know what? I'll take it. Okay. That's a really expensive. Well, is it expensive? Hermit Yoda is kind of a vagabond here. Like, Mon Mothma. I don't know if that would work with a Gear 12 or even like a Gear 11, right? Because I don't think many people are going to be here yet, right? Unless you were an early Luke adopter. Shouldn't you target stunned with the AoE? In this case, I just wanted to brute force Ray down before we got to a second ult. You know, if we were able to keep Hermit Yoda alive, I would say that's better value. Plus, also, in a weird way, it can be better sometimes to do... Especially in a situation where you can't generate ultimate charges that quickly. We're getting two hits versus one here, because that Han was in damage immunity specifically. That just, in case the fight drew out to the point where we needed another ultimate, it was just going to help, in my opinion. Plus, it's just more damage, and like getting Ray down faster would have been easier. Update is out. So we literally just... Wait, what? How do I... Try to buy something? There we go. Okay. So we literally barely just dodged that by like 40 seconds. So we could have just been done with Grand Arena by now. Fucking CG. But we can have nice things. That update totally said will be out in 60 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we have patch notes. Not yet. Game. Okay. This is a great update. Alright, so I guess that means Queel is first, which is kind of clunky, right? I feel like IG-11 would be more broadly usable. So is IG-11 not even in the game until 2 weeks from now, I guess? Yo, what? Yo. Oh. I'm not crazy, like, right? That looked at first like he just had sparks flying out of his shoulder. Base speed 105. Again, it's really weird to try to like predict final speeds from a character's Gear 1 level 1. Oh, just Gear 1, right? Alright, I assume that means... Oh. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I think... I don't mind a character release being tied to Galactic Challenge like this, but also spreading these releases over 2 weeks, like, who's gonna be excited to pick up Queel right now without IG-11 even like playable in the game? Like, if you're a Kraken or whatever, right, and you just want like, ooh, new characters, give me. Like, what's the sell here? There's literally nothing to do until that other character comes out, and even then, I think it's a weak elevator pitch. So like, what's the I feel like you should be doing IG-11 first, but whatever. We'll see. Content update, patch notes. There we go. Doesn't really matter. Oh, this is that Vulture droid fix. Neat. Ooh, okay, I was actually gonna bring this up. I actually felt like Darth Revan stocks might be down in 3v3, or like GAS might be able to, like, the way this generally works is General Skywalker would basically trade even with Darth Malak instead of getting toppled, right? Because it'd usually be that like GAS would counterattack Darth Malak and then GAS would just get toppled from the repeat drains. Instead, Malak would just keep on using first special and GAS would just effectively kill him off, like at the start of battle for free. So I think in 3v3, this is actually a huge buff for Darth Revan potentially. It was actually like kind of slick timing. They decided to nerf Darth Malak under that specific Galactic Challenge condition, which sure. LSTB fix? I don't like. Did this really need to be fixed though? If Wat Tambor isn't escaping, that just means that you're killing one last guy. I feel like that was like, yeah, that may not have been working as intended, but like, that wasn't really harming the gameplay experience. Hey, whatever. That's actually interesting. I used to mind game myself thinking that it actually did apply, so I would like make some wrong speed calculations when trying to decide when to Kylo ult, like when I was doing my arena climb. So good to know I was just psyching myself out, I guess. Good stuff. Alright, they fixed the reanimation glitch. I haven't really seen it that much lately. Is this that situation where the bar would fill up, but he would still stay kneeling? Because that has also happened in a lot of fights. Where, like, he would be back to full health and protection, but you would still get another chance to go. Huh. Alright. I would say kind of a nothing update, but, like, honestly, this is an important fix for this GAC meta. And, like, this is actually kind of relevant. This is almost a Ray buff, right? If you land Basila's debuff soup on Ray, let's go back. Where is Streamlabs? Alright. We're finally here. We can finally breathe. That was actually, like, nerve-wrackingly close to me just losing my Kylo team to the update. Yeah, right? This is essentially buffing the duration of this. Right? I mean, at least for me, if you're still using, like, Basilisk Sean Fallen in some cases. Because if you give me the opportunity to use it, I will still reach for that. And this is a case where this actually could, you know, extend that ult a little bit in some of those cases. Because it can be awkward sometimes, right? If she's just parked in ult, you're just waiting for her to finish. The ult isn't really going to kill anyone on your team, but you're still just like, please, can we move on? Well, on Queel, yeah, this isn't that kind of channel. But I still maintain the same thing. Like, even if you did, it's like, what are you excited about for now? Until 2 weeks from now. I'm excited for the new mod slicing mats. I will absolutely be continuing to hit these two guys. This one, arguably a bad mod, but look, 23 is 23. And then, oh wait, I did hit last time. I guess I'm over to this guy, which actually I think has potential to be really, really slick. So yeah, I mean, I really look forward to Galactic Challenges now. I like, honestly, the characters are still just whatever to me. I don't actively wail for them, so it's just like cool. Unless it's 3-star viable, which like, it's awkward because Quail's kit arguably could be, but Quail is so IG-11 related that unless you're planning to whale out on IG-11, like generally a support kit is 3-star viable, but like, hard to say. I mean, no, actually, I take it back. A lot of this stuff is so contingent. Like, this is one of the frustrating things about CG's recent trend, and it's partly why they're doing this, right? Is like, go think of like Mon Mothma, right? Why am I blind? Right. You can reread this kit text as basically saying, like, this top paragraph. Reread this as saying you have to Gear 13 and Relic an entire Rebel Fighter team. And to that same degree, like, I don't mind stature as a mechanic, but it puts Quill in the same rough spot, potentially, of, like, you have to... wait, what am I missing? Yeah. Okay. Took me a second, I was like, wait, there's some text here. It's supposed to be happening. Right, it's like, if you're like a Gear 11 3-star, this, you could maybe get this to like 15k, maybe like 20k. I mean, 40% is still a better ratio to work with than like 8% per character, right? But still, the point remains that you're not really hitting a whole lot of this stat value if you're not actively like 7-starring the character. And then yeah, the rest of it is just so IG-11 related that it's gonna take some time. They are running the same character 2 weeks back to back, right? It's not like Quill IG, Quill IG. I hope. I really hope. Alright, well, after hard inting one battle, thinking we could probably just Padme this? Is there any reason why I prefer to hold them? Not really. I will say, like, fair warning for most people, I would say, like, you know, I have theory crafting, like, capabilities, and, like, as I hopefully showcase with that other fight, but, like, I am not an authority on 3v3 at all. Kind of by my own design. I just feel like CG doesn't take the mode seriously, so why should I? Gear 12, I feel like makes her the prime bullying target. That's actually kind of the opposite, right? Relics are going to have better health ratios. She can't counterattack though, which is kind of worth noting. They can't really actively do anything to us if they aren't assisting either, so this matchup should be fairly free. If we could try to set up a debuff bomb while sniping Revan at the same time, that would be pretty slick. We actually might not be able to do that though. We might just need to wait for the next Padme heal setup. Alright, that'll get us to 5 courage stacks here. We're at 4 on Padme. If we're probably only going to be able to get 5 on the next Padme turn, plus whatever she makes. Relic Revan actually able to throw out a bit of heat. There we go. All right. Let's wrap this up. Took a little bit to set that up, but that's all we really needed to get to. I mean, they're feeding us a bunch of bonus turns, but just relax. This kick is pretty trash. This will get us to 5 courage on Anakin if we keep it. And they're just gonna try to go for it immediately. It's correct picking this matchup, but there are some dynamics that are making it annoying. I guess he was technically buffed, so that would have been a value as assist if we hit the offense up on Padme too. There we go. Better. Kind of unfortunate about feeding Nest that way, but oh well. So I remember JKR against Grievous being a little bit sweaty. Trying to think. They have Kylo in the rear. What am I actually going to want to bring then? I mean, if they have Kylo in the rear, I don't even know if they can clear main. Oh wait, can't we actually... I had the idea to try this. We don't have Zombie as a safety net, so I guess it is possible that Grievous could stun Daka. That might be a little bit scary, but can't this just work? I would think. Like, there's less people to potentially die for Daka, but, I mean, it's a 3-turn cooldown with 2 potential people to reset. Oh, that actually might be... I thought it was a 3-turn. It's actually 4-turn. I mean, we could go like that. It feels a little bit off. And yet I can't resist. And if we can get this, that's pretty good. Roster value, whatever he might have in rear. Yeah, I'm down. Let's just mark, dude. See if I care. Alright, we got some good plague spread. I was really hoping we'd hit that stun there. We did hit him, but it just didn't apply. Plus also, he's ramping less offense because there's less droids for him to tax, which is worth noting. Alright, first drop. We're looking okay. We could maybe... If we heal now, we'll get it back before the next time someone dies. Alright, B1 is about to go down. It's perfectly fine. Alright, this doesn't feel that bad. If we get the stun here especially. Yeah, we're comfy. Fine. Let's hop up with one heal. I mean, this is basically just the other matchup, but they don't even have a second heal to try to snag us with. I actually might just kill him 2-fit. Okay. Ooh. Literally the last turn that we could have topped off. You finished in the middle of the update and it has counted. Fair enough. I mean, I know it works for LSTB, but just... We were going to be back to the old ways if we lost Kylo on that attempt. Hey, I'm glad it worked out, though. Okay, main concern is checking for his speed. 265 is kind of fast, but not that fast. I did post 3PO, though, so I'm not inclined to take JTR here. Grievous might be fine here. Chill. Behave. That's it. How am I on feats? Not gonna be hitting that many this first time around. I mean, right, like, this was mainly gonna happen via Nest, and Nest went the way of the Dino. And then straight up do not have... Do I even have a Gear 13 Mandalorian character? I don't think so. Wait, why am I? Oh god, where am I? Newsletter. Thank you. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, that feat's gonna take some really, really specific, like, attempted setup. Boba and Jango are Gear 12. I mean, are they... I might still have them, actually. It's not gonna be having against this team, certainly, though. That's my point, is like... No, no, no. Definitely not. Extremely risky, would prefer not to. Then, also not. We'll see what's in rear. I mean, we do still have them, for whatever that's worth. Okay, I don't think I could give JCR this matchup and think that she'll handle it properly. They do have the pre-taunt. Kylo will kind of walk over us for a bit. Or will they? Let's try it. If I had 3PO, I would feel a lot better about this. I mean, we had the kill squad, actually. I still prefer control. We'll try this for now. Yeah, GCR just gains so much less Terminator as well. And they, for the most part, don't gain less unless we're actively controlling them. Which we kind of are, but still. The point remains. I think R2 should outpace. Alright, this will be lovely to land here. Alright, that was a fortunate stun to land, but I think this is still going to be... I'm pretty sure we're going to attack stun banners more than we can compete with unless we get things under control here. Like, right now, we should get max banners if we get to eliminate Destiny, which we definitely can. It's more just a question of them being jerks and us not having... Okay, the line of that's done. That's a good start. We need a heal block over on him pretty badly. Also, the fact that he's gaining bonus speed because of all these debuffs doesn't do us any favors. We basically just have to fish for a basic stun. We land it. We're kind of priced in to continue to go for him just to try to make sure he stays under wraps. If we do smokescreen, it's going to keep our stun sooner for when that expires, so I say let's keep it. Or we can just kill him off that too. Okay. I think we got the max. This is like kind of grace period, but I think we're good. Yeah, we got it. I'll take it. We did get fairly good R2 RNG there. Okay, this is a... This is quite the week back. I have some concerns still. With regards to feats. Like, yes, this looks fairly juicy for a Fett team. I still have concerns about her. I mean, we could try it. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna be able to get the contract though. In fact, it might just be better outright. Just go for this instead. I think that's fine. Alright, we pretty much just need to go for the pop on Newt ASAP. Trying to remember. Okay, we don't have the Zeta, so I'm pretty sure that means Django needs to not be the one killing here. Let's just waste this turn deliberately. And this... Yes. Or we could just not kill them and have to waste some time. That also works. Who doesn't love wasting time? Again, trying not to kill Newt yet. We're still just over here. I mean... Right, it's still... Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for this. Sucks. Pay the blood money. I really don't actually want to kill Zalbar for now. Cannot begin to tell you how much I would prefer just to have Zalbar still keep living here. Do it for me. Look, I will gladly keep giving you crit damage or gear level newt. What do I care? Alright, well, this is completely unbuffed, but we kind of just have to... Okay. We're done dealing with that part. Doesn't really bode well. Yeah. We're just gonna be here for a minute. At least we get contract. Alright, I've been on the opposite side of this matchup before, and I know that Nest doesn't really fare well here. Boss armor is just ridiculous for her. I guess question number one is, are we actually killing her, though? I feel like we maybe should have kept Conflagration, but the problem is we don't actually have that much damage, or that much potency, and she does have a Tenacity setup. I mean, I say that, but then we land it. So I guess, what do I know? Alright. Just waiting for the lady to take a turn. Just figuring your life out. If we could land a Boba turn right as she goes, that would be fantastic. Actually, ooh. Oh, okay. Didn't land. Ah, it actually spiked off Bosk. Okay, this might, yeah. I'll take it. I actually got full banners off that. Unexpectedly. Although I'm pretty, wait, did we even get? Okay, we got one. At the very least. Bosk getting the kill there. Okay, we're 2 out of 6. That's not bad. I'll take that. We have 6 rounds to do it, so that puts us ahead of schedule. I'm still skeptical of how many chances we'll actually get to do that. Okay, so if we don't have a Kylo to deal with, this kind of changes our matchup tables. I still, man, this squad, I just kept on lowballing it last season. I guess the biggest question is just how early is that rotation coming out? 294 is actually not that fast compared to what we fought last time. Problem is no B2 changing things a little bit. I went with a more conservative setup. Because we definitely had B1. We tried to use like Grievous on offense in 3v3 last time, and B1 would just get completely bullied out. It just was not. It was just bad. Wait, no zombie on this team. We actually might be able to take this matchup. I think we can. I mean, half the reason the plague usually sticks is because you're stuck dealing with a talisman that just won't stay down so the plague expires. I already established that Daka doesn't get all the cooldown reduction she usually does. Yeah, let's see. I actually probably should have aimed there to get the foresight off, but let's see. Let's heal Magniguard to keep that up for a second. I don't know. If this AoE pops, then she might actually get the heal back. Not sure she does. That shit kind of sucks. Alright, that should just be a W1. We should have done B1 basic, actually. I think there. Just leave Spirit alone, because Spirit was just going to be hitting Magniguard. That actually would have been a better way to play that. I think that was a misplay. I know it feels bad to use B1 basic, but like straight up would have been a much, much higher value play. She would have just been on Daka basic. We'd have had her under control, because Grievous had stunned that turn. One issue is we don't have... Do we have? We actually could just fracture Finn outright, which does put in Ord for this matchup potentially. Yeah, As long as we're getting out of the gate first. All we have to do is just fracture that, and this should just be game set match. We'll do choke first, just because we're not going to get that much cooldown reduction. Otherwise, we could just take Finn now. I'm almost tempted to just go for the Cole on Poe, because basic might actually just kill Finn outright. I think that's the correct call. Choke, cycle into that, cycle to basic. No point swapping here. If we basic, we just secure our banners anyway, so we're fine. Basic the safer play. Alright. That's a pretty tame way to take that fight out, considering how much grief it caused me last time, but you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. So normally I like using JTR against vets, but we don't have that. We do have a lot of buttons left, though. We have a lot of buttons left. You're kind of spooky. I mean, you're kind of not, though. Like, yeah, the relics are going to carry the base offense, but how much do we trust Echo Grenade? That's basically the question here. I mean, we could very easily just like go this or the responsible choice. I'm not really looking for a sacrifice to even happen here, though. A lone Arch Trooper actually feels really clunky, though. Man, my Wampa is just not in great shape. If we miss this grenade, this is gonna go real nasty real quickly. I mean, I don't know that we actually killed him here. Alright, let's just get off of this choice. The fact that it actually has like a protection triangle actually makes me a little bit concerned. I think we can gas this, which means let's just JKR this. We'll go top down. Is there any real reason not to just mark Jordica right now? Can't think of one. Splash is a trap since we don't have strategic advantage. We'll just give Dooku Turn Meter. Actually, I don't know if he has Zeta, but let's not. Yeah, good stealth. Doing great. Actually, you should have aimed over here for the splash. Alright, we can steal stealth now, which favors us. We actually might just kill him with indirect AoE. We do. It's good stuff. This is pretty overkill. Probably could have even gone undersized. Yeah, probably. I guess if we mark Jordica and Yoda can't actually just like duke that matchup out himself, then actually there is an argument that like maybe. Well, no, but we're using JKR. Dude, I actually straight up forgot that JKR could self-savior anymore because I'm so like used to JKR not being the lead now in the meta. Yeah, I think we actually probably could have two-manned that. The stick get an option here? All right. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe not in this fight. Gymnastic is gonna get bullied out by Archer Lady. Alright, let's do, like, the Battle of the Resistance. This probably won't be that great on banners, but it's gonna amuse me. That's what life is really all about. Alright. I actually... Ooh. Alright, it's clutch time. Please don't one-shot him, please. I beg of you. Alright, we're just gonna solve this whole vet problem right now. Yeah. Bomb defused. Nice. I would say Finn better than Poe. Easy science. Is there any reason why Gas isn't comfortable here? And Tenacity down is going to come out on the second turn, but not the first? It might take 2 AoE to kill the Archer Lady, which might be annoying. So we can't counterattack when she goes. Post Quill stats. Ooh. You tell. We have a bunch of data mines, actually. This is all just going to be Galactic Challenge feats. Yeah. Yeah, not a whole lot of stuff there. Alright, let's see. 182 base speed, not bad. Is he really like a tempo character, though? That's what I was saying, like, 105 sounds bad on paper, but it's like, man, it's... We don't know what gear he's actually going to get assigned, so it's almost impossible to... I'm in mods. Hey, what am I doing? Alright, so, like, opening control tool on a high-speed character. Stock's definitely up. You can't ignore taunt, though, so... Most teams are going to have a pre-taunt. This isn't a good turn 1 tool. This is a good turn 2 tool. Right. Of course, not every team has a pre-taunt, but like... I mean, on paper, this is one of the craziest control tools that we have. Like, stun plus shock, which is combines heal negation and turn meter prevention, as well as speed down. Like, the only thing that you could really stack on top of this is, like, turn meter removal. But then, like, this isn't an opening turn move for the most part. I guess, yeah, it's like a opening 25% turn meter gain. Like, yes, it does have kind of like a Captain Rex quality. You could put him at the start, but again, it's like the scoundrel game plan for the most part doesn't really like come at you out of the gate unless you're going for like this kind of flavor. If you give him turn meter, then you get the AoE ability block, puts you in a bit more of an aggressive position or something. Is there an argument for Quill in a bounty hunter team to close the loop? Wait a minute. The way I remember the... okay, I think this is going to be... So, the way you remember the Mandalorian kit math happening is that it wasn't a fully closed loop, it was just, like, just barely off, right? No, isn't this... So, 15% turn meter per bounty hunter ally times 5 bounty hunters left you at 75. So, if you could bring Quill as, like, a 6th, then you could actually close that loop, because I don't think the turn meter is light side only. Yeah. So... Ironically, that actually could have been a little bit sick. Right, because Quill's base speed being this high would actually kind of lend it that kind of favor. Because, Django lead would actually make him like 314 base. So you would kind of have to gimp his speed a little bit. Or 312, 314. You would have to nerf his speed a little bit, but you could stick him right at the end of like a Mandalorian Frenzy Bosk, you know, loop rotation. And then I don't know that Bosk would have Frenzy back again. That's a little bit too memey. I don't think you can quite hit that. I mean, let's see. Well, then, wait. Okay. Bosk, Django. I think it's supposed to technically be Bosk Mando. Okay. Bosk, Haunt, Mando, Bosk 3, Django, Bosk 2, Boba, Bosk 1. That actually... Are we turn meter looping? Okay, it's not an infinite loop, right? Because we can only cast that once. But I guess the biggest argument against it is that you're gonna lose contract. You're not gonna hit contract off at the first loop. But I guess maybe you hit it on the second one, though. I mean, it is, right? Like, it is reach, health, speed, Queel. Like, what's the argument against this? The boy. He's not activated. Okay, look, whatever. Where... Isn't Ugnaught a scoundrel? Am I crazy? Oh, he's probably not even activated either. Okay, this is Ugnaught. Or this is Queel. I mean, like, why would this be bad? I mean, again, we're kind of back to the argument of if you want that level of speed, he needs to be 7-star so he can get the gear 13, which is kind of rough. But you can loop. You can close the loop, basically, on the Frenzy setup. Or, like... Okay, so what, right? It was normally 75% coming out of the loop ending. Queel would... Okay. How do I even illustrate this better? This is almost like a Microsoft Paint ordeal. Alright. Get ready for really bad mouse writing. Okay, Bosk. That's a D. Taunt. This puts us at 3 effective cooldown remaining. Mando, ideally we want to be 1 speed less, so Mando goes... Activates the Frenzy. Which sets up Boss 2. I guess. I don't remember if, like... Does Mando's special give himself 30% turn meter while he's at 100%, like, while he's actively taking his turn? I actually don't remember that, specifically. Let's say it does, right? Okay, let's say Mando 30%. Then, ideally, you could actually stagger it down... Well, let's say... Boss Frenzy, we do Boss Special. Wait, did I not put Grief in? Wait, we might be griefing. He might not even be activated. Yeah, he's definitely not. I mean, is Boba... Like, Boba's better for Contract, and Boba's better for the Mass Assist for the Contract, but Grief gets you the Mass Assist on Mando, so he'll be required here. Alright, your Grief. So Grief would have to be next in the order, I think. It either has to be Grief or Django. I think it actually might be better to have Django up next, right? Just because we want the most follow-up turn meter after they've gone, unless you were just trying to save on speed. Boss Special. So... And then we'll say T2. From here, it would just be Django, whatever. Probably, I mean, so the one thing that's bad about this setup is for the purpose of Django lead, we're not actually getting that much contract progress. We're not getting any contract progress, actually, off of this. Typically, Django runs above Mando in the turn order. This is just a greedier turn meter setup because Mando sets himself up first. Which, actually, technically, we could arguably get away with this because the contract could come on the second one. The big question for me is, like, if we... Okay. This roll's not big enough. Like, once we get down to here, if we loop with Queel, can we actually just hit Mando payout? Like, okay, let's say second turn loop starts here, Mando's first turn goes here. We're not gonna have contract yet, that's fine. Can we actually hit, like, Mando's disintegrate here with... That's not even letters anymore. let's just no. Is like, can we keep this up as an effective, like, true chain? The big thing that I see as being an issue here is going to be, I don't think we feed Quill Terminator. Right, it's only for Bounty Hunter allies. So we would just have to have the chain set up with Quill at, like, I guess -2 from Bosk. And that's, like, the tightest you're going to get, right? Because you need -1 from Bosk, and then ideally get, like, this fancy hat. And then Django as being probably, like, 15% and 50%. I don't know, you would have to, like, spec this out, right? But if this feels viable, like, this feels relevant in a way that, like, Queel can keep up with this setup in a way that normally I would say he couldn't. But yeah, I don't know. It's actually possible that you could just build a disintegrate loop now. Like, normally you were just kind of having to race to get the contract done, and the Mandalorian dropped at, like, 60 to 90% Terminator by the end of it. This potentially loops the team around a second time that I think it's actually, like, potentially viable. Ja. I don't know. I'm not gonna, like, fully write it out for now, but I think the crafting, I think you get where I'm going with this, right? Like, it's the typical frenzy loop, but I think Boss can loop to taunt 0 by the end of the first one, which means that when Queel pushes everyone back to 100%, you could just run it again. Like, granted, he won't have special. He'll be on basic for the second one. Grief. Might be on basic as well, actually. I think. Completely forgot he was favorited. I mean, if we could if we could time hitting Grief Karga for pad activates on that second turn loop, no, that's more viable than it should be. I don't know if we're quite talking hitting a third frenzy loop. I mean, you kind of can't, right? Actually, like, so. The problem with this is that Mandalorian doesn't have a way to activate Bosk twice. You Transpierce once, and then that's... Right, basic doesn't do anything. So you would actually need to have a setup where... I mean, so Bosk doesn't... Mando doesn't activate Bosk, but he'll at least still pass on Terminator to the next. So that chain actually still can keep going. I don't know. This is purely conceptual, but I think that there's something to this. Like, there's a lot of turn meter happening here. A lot. I guess it's still just a question of matchup tables, right? Still the same concerns about, like, if you take this against DR, you would have to use Flamethrower as your debuff setter. So this would be a concern against Malik, you know, hit the AoE crit. Yeah, same thing against Padme, right? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, there are still other leads that hit the contract sooner, but there is, like, this excites me at the very least. We have a fast team with a team opener. We're kind of getting closer to, like, an Imperial Trooper flavor, but instead of kills resetting, you can just potentially keep going. Like, basically hitting the contract during the second frenzy loop could be enough to juice your team around for a third one with this ability. I don't know. I'll ask around. See what happens. All right, let's wrap this up. Are they? They're not. I'm trying some weird stuff. I remember feeling not so great about the setup by the end of the last time, but I was curious to try it, actually, just because I was curious to see how this team performs. This actually sounds kind of cool, especially because I have a very brawl-oriented CLS setup. We've got Crit Avoid, Arrow, Tenacity, and we've got the Learn Control Zeta, which the AI is probably going to get out of defense stats pretty quickly, which kind of sucks. It would actually kind of lend the CLS build towards, like, offense, maybe. Even as, like, a solo character, maybe. But, yeah, there's a lot of potential here, I think. Oh, correct. Sorry for the GA syndrome. No, that excites me. A lot more than this does. This is mop up. We'll bring 2 just for sake of. They're only on single targets, so I don't think we're gonna lose a second protection source anyway. That's it. We have so much left. We don't even have. We have teams left. We don't have power teams left. Let's just bring Ahsoka. Whatever, man. She'll do fine. I might have to hit up Clash on the off chance that he's crazy enough to get Queel now. I'm assuming his bounty hunters are good, right? I don't know if he's a light side bounty hunter loyalist. By blaspheming even just saying that. I mean, bounty hunters are scoundrels, right? So he should, I would assume. So Rex lead isn't really gonna fly here. Aside from like a mirror. I don't know. It might actually just have to be Rex. I mean, Vandor could get value here, right? There's no revive blocking going on. Hux does have a Dispel. Ask Reaper. It's absolutely true. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a thing. Color me is the dead Rex, apparently. I could buy 5s. That was short-lived. It's less than ideal. We're gonna get hit by an AoE anyway, but I just want Hux dead. Oh, we're not exactly that far even. Still not that far. Oh, okay, we got Terminator. Alright. There's no way Rex is going before Hux. If we could potentially nuke Sith Trooper first, and that should be home free. If we take the Hux kill now, which is probably what we're supposed to do, because this only gives Terminator below 50%. So we can't basic to pop that above. We might lose Echo for doing this. At the very least, I guess that'll buff R. Okay, let's just... we're 1 off. Alright, we need you to not. Kind of a bad basic choice that we would have been fine basic against Sith Trooper, actually. And that might have caused a weird counter issue. Alright, be gone. Not the prettiest banners. Got my Rex. I actually specifically gave him some like extra, I think I gave him like a protection primary triangle. He was just gone in 1. What's the angle? Does he not have? But is he just self-conscious about the 5-star? They work at 5-star, believe me. Let me tell you. I mean, Hyena coming out late, I guess, is kind of annoying. We'll just hold Plo until that happens. Wait. Run the team, damn it. That's what they're there for. Trust me, they work. It will do just fine. Alright, I'll bring Ahsoka just because it might... I don't know. It should be Hyena out first. Is there really any reason to bring Ahsoka? Let's do it. For the sake of not having to do a second battle. Okay, how do I prefer doing this again? If we hit Soldier, we'll gain Terminator. Which means Houndstooth will go first. We hit Soldier. Okay, or we get Anakin stunned after all. We're just too fast. think Negotiator's gonna first. So let's... I give up. Like, Negotiator was already at 100% before Anakin turned and then gained 20. Somehow Sunfac beat that tie and then just decided not to stun Anakin, so we just get that anyway. I don't know, just get me out of this fight, man. Take the special. Let's go. I tried to understand. I tried to predict. It's possible that Negotiator actually got shown, like the Terminator was added to Negotiator at the start of Anakin's turn. I thought it would be reflected at the end. Maybe I'm just wrong. I think we just take that. Should be fine. Hello. I've come for your silencer. Ooh, we're gonna feed him Terminator though. Give him out. Okay. Reason why I said that is because that assist could have kicked Houndstooth into taunting first. If we aimed the assist at Houndstooth and then like potentially coin flipped our turn with him when we did missiles over here, then we would have just ignored taunt with Hyena. Would have been the safer play. Doesn't matter. It's fine. This should be not much of a fight. Normally you would just do this. What reinforcement could they be bringing out that would punish me on banners here? If they do like TIE Bomber, maybe? I think we might just be able to one-shot Houndstooth here, though. We get the double assist. Yeah. Goodbye. Here's the best ship banners I've gotten in ever since 2 ships started. And not the hardest team, so of course. Alright. I guess that's our first grinder. No, that took a while. I'll probably go download the VOD and then just re-upload it without the waiting period. I don't know, that was extremely weird. I guess CG kind of forgot about daylight savings. I don't know, man. Who knows? Maybe I just read that update thing wrong, but I feel like other people said I didn't as well, so who knows? All right, let's get on out of here. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out if you made it this long. I don't know if it's video worthy, but I might at the very least upload that Kylo Mon Mothma setup, right? Because it basically just perfectly solves everything wrong with Kylo versus Rey in 3v3 matchup, right? And like we had a floating Hux today. I think I probably could have made better use of that. Like use it on defense or something. But if this is just a reliable setup, which I mean that Rey had crit damage triangle, the only thing she could have had that would have been like higher pressure on us is like, you know, offense set, right? Like maybe like offense. I mean she was 5 dot square, so like maybe 5 dot or 6 dot square offense primary cross. You know, that type of flavor. But even then I think it would still work because we've got the Hermit Yoda equalize. So yeah. I think that might just free up the rest of First Order, which adds some interesting options because like this team not really doing it. I mean this whole wall is just kind of I'm gonna pretend. Actually, this actually should have been OG Leia. I'm still just she's been so relevant before. Like Lando was just in the Mon Mothma team. I don't know. Like, yes, it's cannibalizing Mon Mothma lead. I don't even know how she relatively performs in 3v3 because, of course, you're sharing less stats. And also, like, unless you just have, like, Mothma, Pow, Scout. Like, Pow kind of wants a 5-man team, right? Because Pow wants Scout to keep feeding the rest of the team Terminator to help Pow bridge the gap. I think it's just kind of worse, right? Yeah. The Terminator loop breaks. So, like, I don't even know if using Mon Mothma in this comp, assuming that you have here, of course, like, tanky enough to be able to take the hits. You know, Gear 13 needed or whatever. This isn't... I don't think this is the worst team to cannibalize, right? If you free up Huxley or whatever, like... I don't know. Like, no watt needed. Hermidota kind of pricey, but not really that expensive in 3v3. Again, right? Like, you're not really... I mean, maybe you could put Hermidota in Luke lead and then take Shakti out. Is certainly a possible way that could go, but... Because, right, we could have had Shakti lead against that first order team, and they would have had some more bulk. Possibly Rex would have lived more effectively. I don't know. I think it's... I'm glad that worked. I'm glad I had that idea. I was just, like, researching the counter, and, like, what people normally did, and it was, like, you need, like, GBA, Thrawn, potentially Watt, all this stuff, and it was just, like, I don't know. I feel like we can do better. So, not exactly... Like, don't get me wrong. I know that this is, like, a recent character at Gear 13 R5. I'm not trying to pretend like, oh yeah, everyone just go out and enjoy. But if you can run this, that felt pretty clean. I mean, we lost the character, so maybe not the cleanest banner-wise, but most of the other counters I saw were getting 2 other characters killed, so we saved 1, right? That's something. We'll see. Feels nice to have them in the tool belts. Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll take this on out. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, yeah. Peace out.